Cool. That was nice. That was nice. I like alive. Hey, Michiel. Awesome, you can hear me. Oh, are you? What's that? You capitalistic geek promoting your merchandise. What? Are you on the chat? It says on top page, yeah, it's pinned. It says Andy presents his merchandise. Yeah.
Stories Podcast, your number one show for everything guitar. Welcome, one and all. You are listening and watching the Guitar Stories podcast, the friendliest guitar-based podcast on the internet, bringing you the very best in guitar news, brand new gear, special guests, and doing it all with a great big smile. My name's Andy Ferris. Hello, and I'd like to welcome Dr. Dan.
Hello, guys. I hope you can hear me. Happy New Year to all of you. It's great to be back. And lovely what you just said, Andy. I couldn't have added anything else.
Thank you so much. We are back, and I've got a brand new energy for 2021. I'm so excited to be here. I can't be happier. Yep. So, we've got quite a killer show today. We have a brand new sponsor. We're sponsored by Amplitube 5 in this episode, which you might have guessed if you're watching on YouTube. So hello to all the people watching us live on YouTube.
And also hello to everyone who's listening to the podcast. This is episode 23.
My goodness. We made it to 23 in about a year. That's pretty good.
No, not too bad, yeah.
So we got some lovely people in the chat just there. Today we're going to be talking about some guitar news, some guitar gear, and we've also got a main topic today, Dan, if you'd like to talk us through what we're talking through today.
Actually, today we want to talk about our New Year's resolutions with a specific focus on guitar-related stuff. So that'll be interesting.
Absolutely. And also we've got a giveaway every week in January of 2021. We'll talk about that more so later on. And I've just noticed Dan's T-shirt, Martin Miller T-shirt.
Lovely, isn't it? That's cool.
I wish I had a Martin Miller T-shirt. I wish Martin Miller was watching and listening right now and would send me a T-shirt. I love a little bit of alliteration. Martin Miller, he could be a comic book character.
Yeah. Or a porn
like
star.
Peter Parker or a porn star. Well, you said it. I'm not going to go there.
Just name-wise. I don't know about anything else.
Just
like
name-wise.
Spec-wise,
You know him better than I do.
Yeah.
Dan, did you have a nice Christmas? Did you have a good end of year?
Yeah, very calm. Actually, New Year's Eve with all the lockdown in place, it was like grandma and grandpa sitting on the couch, you know. Bing, Happy New Year. All right, let's go to bed.
Really?
Yeah. What did you do?
I didn't make it to midnight on New Year's, man. No way.
All right.
We did several things, and we went for a little walk with some lanterns. We had some really good food. We did some dancing and stuff with the kids, and then we went out in the garden, made a fire in a fire pit, not just a random fire. And my kids just started running around hurting. They got to the point where they were so tired that they started just bumping into things in the dark. So it was like, okay, now's the time to go in. It's about 11. We made it that far, and then we just sort of collapsed, and that was it. But I woke up with a new invigorated Andy. I had about 3 or 4 days off over that Christmas, New Year's period. And 2021, I know it's just a number. I know it's an arbitrary thing that we created in time. But, it feels different.
Yeah. To me, too. 2020 personally was such a asshole year to me. Like providing a lot of bad things and bad, happenings. So I was pretty, happy to be over that kind of number, just to cross that off in the back of my mind and just call it the new year and a fresh start. I think that brought quite a lot of relief to many people. Yeah.
I think so. If it's only just a mental change, then that's enough sometimes, isn't it? That's enough.
Oh, super chat.
We have a super chat already from Mr. Gavin James. Hi, Gavin. Have I tried the Positive Grid Spark? I absolutely have. I have one. I bought one. And then I'm doing a few more videos on them. And one of the strangest things happened, Dan. I don't think I told you about this. One of the viewers of the channel contacted me and wanted to send me some money for the amp because he really enjoyed the video.
Okay.
And I naturally refused. And said, no, it's cool, dude. I'm fine. And he insisted. I'm not going to give his name because he'll be named in the actual follow-up videos. He ended up getting my PayPal address, and he sent me the entire fee for the amp, 250 euros.
What?
So I have a sponsored video sponsored by a viewer. Very, very, very nice guy.
Awesome.
I don't know if I'm allowed to call his name out, so I won't in this episode of the podcast, but I will check with him, and I will do in the upcoming video. Drop in the Ocean review. I really, really enjoy that amp, and it's one of my favourite things from 2020.
Awesome.
Yes, so that was a welcome surprise.
Real super fan then.
Absolutely. I bet he'd buy a hoodie. Yeah. So we have got a sponsor. Should we talk about those for a moment?
Yeah, please.
This is our sponsor, that lovely looking spaceman just there. We are sponsored this month, for the entire month of January, by Amplitube 5. I've done a video on this. We've talked about it in the end of 2020. I am very, very impressed. It is a wonderful time to be around as a guitar player because it's kind of next level. I've had Amplitube 4 for a long time. It's 5 years old. They updated it. And I'm not just saying this because we're sponsored. We wouldn't accept a sponsorship from something that was rubbish.
Yep.
So Amplitube and the people at IK Multimedia have agreed and offered 4 license codes for Amplitube 5.
Wow.
For our viewers/listeners. And yeah, I think that's wonderful. It's brilliant. So we're going to give it away, one of them today. I want to do it in the live chat if that's okay with you, Dan.
Sure.
We tried last month with some stuff from Bulldog Music Gear, and somehow it didn't go very well with us giving it away. Totally our fault. So we need to tidy those ends up and sort that out. So I thought we'd given away live in the chat a little bit later on, just before we get to the main subject. Cool. And yeah, so someone's going to be walking away with Amplitube 5 this evening.
That is cool. Also, digital stuff is much easier to be sent out during COVID times.
Absolutely.
Easier than hoodies or other stuff. Sorry, Valeria.
Yeah. Also, did you notice Valeria was in the intro? That was, if you watched the introduction, someone holding a guitar giving us the sign. That was Valeria, who's in the chat every week. So, yeah. Thanks so much for sending me photos. Dan, what if someone wants to put their photo in the beginning of the show? What would they do?
Oh, we actually have seen quite a few ways to get into the intro. You could either tag the Guitar Stories podcast on Instagram. You could send us an email to guitarstoriespodcast@gmail.com. Or you just send a message to Andy or me, and we'll forward that and make sure that, it's up there, and make sure that you get featured in the very intro.
Simple.
Super easy.
Simple.
Yeah. Also, I really had a blast when I was reading through the guitar stories behind the pictures that were sent me. It's so interesting because you see a guitar and you for instance Valeria, she's playing a similar guitar that Jen Majura uses, and I was like, oh, okay, you bought the same guitar like Jen, but I don't want to give away too much of the story because we're gonna do a couple featured posts. Yeah, so. Yeah, but I was really having a blast, talking to you guys and just sharing the same, let's say, emotional feelings when you read through these stories, because I see some similarities with myself.
Yeah, I certainly understand. I think you sent me some of the details, but yeah, it makes me realize, and this is going to sound sickly, but Dan, how similar we really all are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we see it now more than ever. Everyone is stuck at home, and we all share the same passion for gear and talking about gear, playing the guitar. So it's a big community, and that's the beauty about it.
It is. So let's go to the guitar news, which sadly, news event number one is not so positive, but we want to give a quick shout out. So yeah. First news of the year, I guess, is the Finnish guitarist, frontman, Children of Bodom, is Alexi Laiho. He's died and passed away. We're not going to spend too much time on that because I would be doing him a disservice. I'm not a fan. I have heard his music and I appreciate the guitar playing, but I would absolutely be doing him a disservice by claiming to be a fan. So I just want to sort of pass on condolences to the family and the fans, of course, and say that we've lost another great guitar player at a very young age. And as someone that's approaching 40, that's a little bit scary.
Yeah. 41
Were you
is no age at all. Yeah.
It's nothing. Were you a fan, Dan, or just an admirer of the guitar playing?
Actually, not a die-hard fan, but I went to at least 1 or 2 concerts because back in the day they used to tour with 2 or 3 bands. So when you would you'd be into one of the bands, you would actually just attend the concerts or the slots of the other bands, and that was pretty cool because then you got to know new styles and new bands. And Children of Bodom were definitely one of the coolest guys around. And I mean, Alexei, he was a true composer. I mean, he was fast as hell, but also there was always that X factor that a lot of bands are lacking, or a lot of players are lacking when they shred. But he always had that kind of extra tone in his fingers and a very, let's say, tasty note choice. So I really appreciated his music and especially his solos. And also he had a great taste in guitars. I mean, his ESP LTD models, they were pretty sick. He was always one of the flashy guys. He had those kind of pinkish and neon green, neon yellow, pinstriped Rhodes models. I really liked his music and also his gear. So it's sad to see him already go to a different place at 41. Yeah, but I heard that his way of living was probably not the healthiest one with a lot of alcohol involved. So yeah. There might be some reason why he left. Not a good start for 2021. Let's keep fingers crossed that we will not continue in a similar fashion throughout the year.
I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's just a little Guitar Stories podcast tribute to Alexei. And I don't know if this would make him laugh or anything, but the next topic coming up is rather strange. I don't know what to say, but to go from this to this is quite odd. Dan, what do you know about this?
Actually, nothing.
Okay, well,
when Andy sent me the link, I was like, that must be a hoax. That must be fake. And then I went through the internet and I saw that there were so many sources citing, that post. It was hilarious. Can you give us a rundown what it's all about, Andy?
Yeah, so on the wonderful world of Twitter, Facebook, and the other social medias, people did start sharing the circuit diagram from, he holds it up next to him, the Metal Zone pedal from Boss, and claiming that this is the diagram from a 5G chip that is in the COVID-19 vaccination spritzer needle. So if you're going to get a vaccination, you also get a circuit board of a Metal Zone put into you.
Music's in your blood, Andy.
You're welcome, Dan. You're welcome. Yeah. So it seems so odd. So to read the tweet from Mario Fusco, it says, here in Italy, people started to share this figure, claiming that this is the diagram of the 5G chip that has been inserted in the COVID vaccine. In reality, it is the electric circuit of a guitar pedal, and I believe that putting it into the COVID vaccine has been an excellent idea. So there's the pedal there on screen, and there's the circuit diagram next to it. I actually did reach out to Boss about this.
Awesome.
And unsurprisingly, they have no official comment.
Okay.
I'm surprised I got a reply, actually, because I was just kind of joking. But yeah, that is odd. I mean, what is someone now going to claim responsibility for that? You know what I mean? Like, I imagine it to be like, I don't know, someone like Ola or Ola or something like that, you know? It's just too ridiculous beyond words. So I don't want to spend too much time again on something so strange, but I absolutely had to bring it up because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, Dan, to talk about a Metal Zone going inside your bloodstream.
Yep, absolutely. You have never been more metal than now, if you got the shot. So, do we have anything else?
We do. Something quite dear to my heart. Some new photos have been unearthed of Nirvana in their, I believe, second ever appearance in the UK.
Wow.
And Nirvana being my favorite band, or I have like 3 favorite bands, but let's put them up there favorite right now. The band that got me into music, the reason I'm sat here right now from day one. They played a show in 1989, which if you're watching the video, you might be able to see that on the little thing at the bottom of the screen. The 24th of October, 1989. Richard Davis took these photos, of course, not on a digital camera, on a real camera with film in it. And then he thought someone stole the film roll. And actually all that happened is it just went missing amongst his stuff, and he dug it out. And he says he has 4 new. So up on screen at the moment are the 2 new ones, and then there's some more just there. It's classic Nirvana. It's early days. I mean, one of them's got someone stage diving, which feels so far from where we are right now, Dan.
Yeah.
I get,
the mess.
Yeah, I get so upset looking at it. And I'm not sure what guitar he's playing, but it's a Mosrite copy. I think it might be a Univox.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the High Flyer. Would I be right? I'm not really into Kurt's guitars because he wasn't either. It was just like, well, left-handed guitar and cheap. But I think it's definitely a Mosrite copy or a Mosrite with something stuck on the headstock. I can't see what it is. But if these photos interest you, and they should, you can buy some limited edition prints. The guy's making 50 of each, and it's £60 or €60 per photo, or all 4 for 200. And I am sorely tempted, Dan.
Oh, wow. Well, as a super fan, that's definitely an interesting goodie to have. Actually, I was wondering what he was thinking when he really discovered that these images were still on film. Is that like, oh, what do we have here? Oh, well, it's Kurt Cobain. It's kind of surreal, right?
It must be. I mean, I'm assuming he had other film rolls at that show and took other photos, you know, so he didn't just take those 4 photos, lose them and leave,
Sure.
But
I like
it's
the
just
energy.
classic.
Yeah, I like the energy of those pictures.
Look at those. I mean, let's bring the other one up. It's just, that's where I come from with guitar music. It's just energy over anything else, which sadly I don't have very much left of these days.
Number 1 is just classic rock and roll. I mean, this is like, if you would do that like in, I don't know, 2 meters by 1 meter or something, that is super cool. Yeah, so glad to see some more memorabilia being available to the super fans like Andy.
Yeah, so if we can boost up that super chat, I'm aiming for $200, please. $200 or 6 hoodies. Dan, there is some more news in the guitar world. Some shocking, brand new 2021 news.
Oh, wow. What could that be?
Guitar Stories Podcast has a brand new logo.
I think we're already giving it away.
Yeah, it's on screen right now, or if you're listening to this on the podcast, it will be somewhere in the thumbnail of the show or the episode. We searched high, we searched far, we searched wide, we searched deep.
Yep.
And then after about 4 WhatsApp messages, we came up with that.
Yeah, new logo. New year, new logo.
Yeah.
You could say it came to us like some birds. So...
That's a very deep in joke that I shall not share the reason behind.
No. All good. Actually, we added some nice details, like the Guitar Stories name as a decal on a headstock. Also new fretboard inlay, the beaten path. So I really like it. I also like that it's so a little bit comic-y, but still pretty easy to see. It stands out. So how do you guys like it?
I'd love to know. Valeria says love it, but I'm not sure what she's referring to. So yeah, I'm gonna take that as she loves the logo.
Great.
Yeah. So new logo, man, and hopefully. New podcast style of 2021 and not style, but quality. We're aiming for high quality 2021. And I think we're doing it, Dan. I think we're there.
Yeah.
Should we do some gear news?
Sure.
gear scene. Here it is. Are you ready? First up today is Fender giving away something for free. Free
Awesome.
stuff. Do you like free stuff, Dan?
I love free stuff, and I actually right now. I'm checking that out. Is that available?
It is. I downloaded it earlier.
Okay.
And I actually had already you've got to download the Fender Tune app, so it's a tuner for your phone. And what they're doing is, if you download the free tuner, they're giving away the player pack, which normally costs about $5. And right now, and it says it's limited for a limited time. It doesn't say how limited that is. Excuse me. But I already had a little sneaky. I already had an account with them, so I had to create a second account with a second email address just so I could get the stuff for free.
Oh no!
Sorry,
greedy
Fender.
Little bastard.
Yeah, I am very greedy. So greedy. But I downloaded it. It's really good. I mean, it's free, firstly, so why not? Can't really complain about free stuff. And of course, if you are receiving free stuff, then hang on. If you're receiving product for nothing, then you are the product. You know, the old Facebook thing.
Yep.
If nothing comes for nothing. You know, they're obviously getting your email address and stuff like that. But it doesn't seem too evil. Seems pretty cool. And it's got tuning stuff. It's got Find a Beat, which is cool. So if you go on that, you can select a backing track to play along with.
That's lovely. Yep.
Yeah. So Michiel in the chat says that I gave them personal information, so it's not free. Exactly. But but you know, I've bought several of their guitars over the. You know, they know me. They must know me by now.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
We're
Have you
already
downloaded the app, Dan?
transparent. Not yet. I'm just creating the account and see how it goes from there. But I really like how they are kind of pushing that educational envelope. Fender is really like giving back to the community and trying to have a very good customer relationship management.
Sure.
So yeah.
I think they nailed the opportunity in 2020 to really get people into guitar playing and push the Fender Play system. I think it's really, really good. And I would recommend it absolutely to beginners and things like that. And even people just wanting to improve, which sort of is a foreshadow of today's topic. But
maybe. What's also, let me just add one thing.
Please, yeah.
What is super cool is that it's actually also multi-language. So as obviously a user with a German account, I get like the German translation. Like, do you need help for tuning, more tips, etc. That's pretty cool.
That is good. That's normally you just get it in English. And actually, oh my goodness, I haven't got a slide ready, but there is some more news in the app world for guitars that I feel embarrassed and ashamed that I didn't put a photo on screen.
Ooh.
The Solo app. The Solo app from Tom Quayle and David Beebe.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll take Fender off there for a moment. We're talking about Tom, but yeah, I've got it. It is good, as in really good, but also I was a little bit overwhelmed at first. Like, I don't know anything anymore. You know, so I spoke to the guys and congratulated them. It went to number 1 in the UK App Store within 24 hours. It's number 14 in Austria. I think it's top 3 or number 1 in the USA as well. Very impressive for like an app that just goes straight on the App Store. But that's a Solo app from the guys, and I should be making a video on it. But that was $16 well spent, I think.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and that was a major project. Tom told me a little bit about it and how much work and blood, sweat, and tears went into that. So seeing that app thrive and enthuse people is kind of, it gives me the trust back that hard work pays off at some point, because those guys did so great. And like you said, it can be a little bit overwhelming at the beginning if you check it out. But I think for a lot of people that want to maybe realize some of their New Year's resolutions and get better on the guitar, it's a great tool. Yeah.
Just a quick comment from Old Man Zen in the chat just there is that he's hesitant to spend over $20 on an app without further information as to whether it's worth that much. That's a very good point. I think like the Fender Play thing, it's free, but it would have cost you $5 normally. It cost me about 16 euros, I think, so maybe $20 is what Old Man Zen's talking about, and that is relatively a lot of money for an app if you don't know what's going on. But that's why I bought it, and I will make a video so you guys will have more information about it. I took the $16 for the team. You know, that's the kind of guy I am.
I took the $16 for the team.
You did. Did you buy it as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's $32, guys. Come on.
There goes the next Porsche for Tom and David.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I may not be able to buy one of these, which is a metal muff in nano format from Electro Harmonics.
Wow. What does nano format mean? Like, what's the dimensions? Is that like
it's the standard
mini
Hammond?
pedal?
No, not mini pedal. Have I got one here? No, but it's about the same size as the Boss pedal.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
It's just that Hammond enclosure. I'm not sure what the numbers are. Maybe someone in the chat could tell us. But yeah, though. So you have the metal muff, which is quite a larger pedal. And then you have, I think it was the pocket metal muff, which had 2 knobs on, I think. Mm-hmm. This is a fully grown metal muff shrunk down, but interestingly has a gate on it. So it's quite high gain to say the least, and having a gate on there could make it I wouldn't say necessary pedal, but could make it more interesting than without it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really count it as a muff, as a fuzz.
Okay.
In my opinion, it's more distortion. Not that it's bad. It's just you've got your Russian fuzz, you've got your USA, you've got your Ram's head, etc. Triangle. The metal muff is more distortion than fuzz for me.
Is it like the distortion level? Is it like distributed pretty even, or I don't know if you like try different settings when it comes to the distortion?
Well, I haven't obviously played the new one because it's not actually available yet. But
okay.
I'm relying on old information from quite a while ago. But I remember thinking, that doesn't sound like a fuzz. It sounds more like a metal zone, for example, which now I could be absolutely wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's got a different clipping stage. And I mean, sometimes the areas between overdrive, distortion, and fuzz really are grey areas.
Agreed.
But I don't know. I hope to let you know. I hope to cost around $73. So I hope to earn enough money somehow in this world so I can buy one and review it. Because I have every nano muff, and I actually made a video called "Here's Every Nano Muff," and then I did that in December. And then they released that at the end of December. So my video is now null and void, but I shall air it anyway. So
maybe you change the title. Every pedal except for.
No, I'm sticking with it. I've dug my grave. I shall lie in it, and I shall await the comments saying, "It's not every muff. There's the metal muff now in the nano format." And I shall say, "Yes, there is. And I do not care. Wait till next month for the video."
Awesome.
Dan.
Yep.
Do you mind if we talk about a company close to your heart for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then. Ibanez News.
Awesome. You even have pictures? Nice.
Yeah, I have a couple of pictures.
Awesome.
So I guess you could be the guy to throw us through this quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Briefly?
So, briefly, yeah. Like every year on January 1st, we pulled the trigger and released the new Ibanez 2021 lineup. And there are a few very interesting guitars, and I have no clue which guitars Andy picked, because we already did a quite comprehensive discussion.
I only picked 2 guitars, and they were the ones that were, I wouldn't say most interesting to me, but guitars that I don't have this. So on screen right now, we're talking about the AZ 7-string, right?
That is correct, yeah. It's basically
What?
the same. A what? Yeah, 7-string. It's a low B added, and it's the same guitar as the AZ 6-string. The neck is a very special feature here because it's not thicker. It's just a little bit wider, so you get the exact same feel, but just a slightly wider fretboard, and you still can keep that 10.5 millimeter string spacing. So it's very like similar to playing the 6-string. And there were like 2 prototypes floating around. One of them, this guy was testing it extensively, and he completely fell in love with it. So that was the point where it was clear that they got it right. And it's a pretty cool guitar. It will be available in 24 fret versions only. And apart from that, yeah, I'll just recommend to try it. Will be available around April, May, I guess.
I'm excited. You've tried one, right?
Sure.
Yeah. What do you think?
I like the neck feel. It's like a seamless transition when you go from 6 to 7 strings. I'm not a 7-string guy necessarily, but it makes it very easy to incorporate the extra low B into your playing. And apart from that, I mean, everything else is just the same as on the AZ 6 strings. It's the go-to. I don't know if it's called 1802, but it's like the 7-string version of the classic tremolo. You've got the Hyperion 7 pickups, dynamic switching. It's all what you would expect from an AZ, but with the added 7th string.
Speaking of AZs, Dan, there's also another AZ, and this is the final guitar I have a photo of, but that is the new look AZ. The AZ 2402. No,
nope.
Yes, 2204, 2204 N. Whoa, I'm getting there. I'm learning. I am learning.
Yeah. So 22 frets, 4 coils, and that's the non-recessed version of the AZ. So it's basically a more classic, more natural version of it without, the recess. So you can, if your string breaks, for instance, when you're playing live, it will keep the tune. And also one of the, not major points of criticism, but major points of where opinions were divisive was the pickups. There were some people that completely fell in love with the Hyperions, and some people said, nah, way too hot, I can deal with them. So with the AZ 2204N, or just AZN, they created a new pickup set, and these pickups are called the Seymour Duncan Fortunas. They are very moderately outputted. Is there a verb like that? Anyways, very moderate output, very steady tone, if I'm allowed to say that. And actually, there's a video already from Henning, for instance, where he's just gorgeous tone with this guitar. So if you haven't checked that out, I think there will be a video from Andy coming soon too.
Yes, playing the very guitar that Henning played. So the reason I haven't made a video is because I ain't got that video, man. Ain't got the guitar.
But I think his dog licked it.
I don't mind. I don't mind
Okay.
the poodle Andy. He's fine.
All right, cool.
But don't forget the pickguard, Dan. Come on. I'm not going to let you get away with mentioning that.
No, that's a very nice pickguard. But
Now
I'll keep my promise.
Mine's behind me, looking at the back, all looking at this picture, thinking I might get replaced. But yeah, I'm super into a more stratty, more vintage toned AZ because the playability of that guitar is insane.
Yep. And what is also a striking feature is the compound radius, because there's only the John Scofield signature guitar that has a compound radius. Mm-hmm. So for the AZNs, they went, like I said, with a more classical approach and provided it a kind of vintagey compound radius that makes it easy to chord in the upper frets. And if you want to shred and do some hot licks, it's also pretty easy because it's flatter. Yeah. And the color, I mean, Prussian blue metallic. Come on, that's my color of the year. Prussian blue metallic. I dig it, cool?
I dig it, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got some news for you, Dan. I was just looking at because we've only got 2 guitars here on screen, but if people wanted to see more of the Ibanez range, in fact, almost all of the 2021 Ibanez range, they could go to another video on this channel and watch the video with you and I doing a special kind of podcast episode that has just hit 10,000 views. So,
wow.
Yeah, we've just 10,020 views. No, 10,069.
Nice.
It's a cracking
Very
video.
nice.
It's almost 2 hours long, but we do a lot of talk. Well, Dan does a lot of talking. I shut the hell up for once, and I really enjoyed Dan's look at all these guitars. It's some very sexy stuff. And I think I'm going to go back to the chat scene so we can see what people are saying. But I have one with me right now.
I've watched the video so many times and cried.
There, I have the Gur. What's this called? The Gur?
That's a Geo with a reverse headstock.
Oh, there's the headstock there.
Yeah. So it's a 221. Geo GR 221. Oh, Henning is keeping the RG652. That is right. Yeah, the Geos. I mean, it's not just that one. It's also the 131. They are amazing. And you shot a video with that guitar, right?
I did today.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. You have to watch the video.
Yeah, and I assume you played a lot of metal on it.
Not any metal muff, sadly, but I did play it.
All right. What's that? I heard that Thomann is sponsoring a guitar. No, probably not, right? It's not active pickups. They just look like active pickups. No. And Sarang is asking, will monthly new releases still be a thing in 2021? Absolutely. In fact, you should keep your eyes peeled on January 17th already. We also have a within release, because that is when usually NAMM would have happened, and there will be another major release for 2021. You ain't gonna be disappointed.
So we will be back, Dan. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do I get to see the releases before? Like, then we can release on the 17th? Is that how it's going to work?
I don't think so, because it's a big secret, and I actually want to have some material. I'm super sorry. Yeah.
If you're just listening to this, know that my heart just dropped into my pants.
Yeah.
But I do know something that I'm not supposed to know. You know, it has some perks being friends with Dan. I know one thing that I'm not allowed to know, but, you know.
We got to schedule our stuff that
I could
we
be
plan
lying.
ahead.
Could be lying.
Yeah. No. I know that quite a few, like globally seen, quite a few YouTubers are already in the picture. What is coming, or at least have a glimpse of that there is a major release coming, and we want to create some excitement and make those new releases available everywhere in the world. Yeah, Pia Junior. Actually, we created a Pia Junior for April Fools last year, but we were not allowed to release it.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so lots of good stuff. Great that Ibanez have given us something new in 2021 straight away. You know, don't have to wait too long for new guitars and pedals and stuff. And make sure you check out the accessories and lifestyle section of the video that Dan and I put together. There's something very exciting in the lifestyle section of the catalog that is a must-have, maybe.
Absolutely.
It's a must-have. And I hope there are more in that series coming, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so we need to give away a license code for Amplitube 5.
All right.
Now, Amplitube 5 comes in various different versions, Dan, as I'm sure you know. And there's the free version, so that everyone can go straight away now and download a free version of Amplitube 5. There are links in the video description to this video for where you can get that. You can go direct to IK Multimedia. You can also get, I think they call it the standard. Is that correct, Dan? Amplitube 5 standard?
Not sure.
Okay, well, it's pretty much, it is the standard version, whether they call it that or not. I think it's just called Amplitube 5. And then there is Amplitube 5 add-ons, so you can buy like the Slash pack or the Brian May pack or some different packs for your artists. And then the Amplitube Max. And we're going to be giving away the standard Amplitube package. We can't give you everything, Dan, can we?
No, but that's already like $150, right?
$150. Wow. Standard Amplitube. It works on... actually, I installed it on a Mac Mini from 2012, and it runs like a dream.
That is cool.
So I've got a second computer for backup and stuff, and in another room. And it runs so smooth on the 2012. It was really quite a shock. And it also runs on the new M1 Mac that I bought, which I'm only going to cover slightly. And to answer the questions that everyone's been asking me, we are not currently running on the M1 Mac. We're running on the computer we've always run on the show. But the M1 is something superb. I've got videos coming on it because it is insane. It was one of your gears of the year in 2020, and somehow Apple have said something, and then they delivered.
Yeah, and
it's insanely good.
I sent you the Christmas message. Last episode I think I explained that I ordered one for my mother-in-law because she needed a new computer, and while you unpacked it like basically under the Christmas tree, she received it even before Christmas, and it sat there almost until like a couple days after Christmas. So wouldn't have happened at my home, wouldn't have happened in your home. So but that was so funny to see.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't answer all the questions here because that would be silly. But all the stuff, if you trust my opinion, I didn't trust the YouTube reviews that I've seen because it can't be that good. And yeah. RT Smudge, being English, it's nice hearing M1 being associated with something good. Little traffic joke for you there. Thanks, mate. That's really funny.
All right. So how do we give away the Amplitube license?
Well done. This episode, we're talking about New Year's resolutions, mainly to do with guitars. Mm-hmm. And I want to hear the people that are currently in the chat. I want to hear their New Year's resolutions. And I think that we'll talk about ours and we'll give some tips maybe on how to keep them and what ours are personally. But for some people in the chat right now, they could give us some of their resolutions and we just pick either our favorite or what we think's the best. Something like that.
All right. So,
but then the deal is we come back again next year and that person has to have kept that New Year's resolution. Otherwise, we revoke the license. Or we just send them the invoice.
All right, cool.
So, whilst we're talking about the resolutions, please have a think about what yours might be. If you have decided on them already, then let us know. I'll be checking the chat, and I'm sure Dan will as well. But I will be doing my resolutions along with Dan personally right now. There's no graphic for this. It's just Happy New Year, Dan. I can see your face waiting for one.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what's happening now?
I mean, I can play Mando news as a sort of. Hang on, let's play that because we haven't got any Mando news. Oh, good days, good days. Okay, 2021.
So sad.
So sad. I'd like to ask you, because I'm doing a lot of the talking here, mate. What is your number one guitar-based resolution for the year?
Guitar-based resolution. I think that pretty well sits with the overall resolution because I'm not a resolutions guy, but for this year, my 2020 being such a asshole year, like I explained earlier, my deepest urge was to get some more stability and also some, let's say, to reduce the pace that the life was going. 2020 was like in a blink of an eye, it was just through. There was so many bad things happened. It was just a very, let's say, rough year. But still, it passed by super quickly. So for me personally, also for my family, I just wanted to get some calmness and also reduce that kind of pace that life is moving. So when it comes to guitars, I just want to have some time. And I'm not talking about I want to spend 2 hours per day practicing guitar. No, I'm talking I want to have 3 or 4 times 15 to 20 minutes per week to spend with just one guitar that I pick and either jam or practice some stuff. And that is something that I'm very keen to keep, and I already started with it, practicing a couple jazz chords yesterday. And that's my biggest resolution when it comes to the guitar, to play those damn things, not just talk about them.
The thing is, I'm pretty good at talking about them. I hear you. I think that's a wonderful resolution, and I like the way that you've actually defined the resolution. Not like, I want to play more guitar. That's not a resolution. That's a dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a resolution for me is something that's defined, clear. And what did you say? 3 times a week, 15 to 20 minutes?
Yep.
I like that. I mean,
it's
doing
like
what I do...
One hour, basically 1 hour per week that is like quality time, just me and my guitar. Some basically some deceleration to my overall life, to have that like happy place, like what we talked about Mando as well. Those kind of couple minutes that just belong me, and the passion that I share for either Star Wars or in that case for the guitar, I want to keep that to me and not being, interrupted by anyone.
We have our first live chat.
Great. Yeah. Yeah.
I briefly considered not buying a new guitar in 2021. So far, so good, but it won't last. Michiel, I hear you, brother. And I think those are sort of strange resolutions.
Yeah. He just bought a guitar.
Musical resolution from RT Smudge. Don't try to play guitar like anyone else. I'm not going to be a rock star. It's okay to be inspired by them, but I must just play my own way. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So,
actually, that's a very interesting point, because when you compare like making music with other disciplines like sports, you wouldn't attempt to sprint or run the 100 meters in world record time. But there are so many people that try to be the next Steve Vai or the next Yngwie Malmsteen, and they try so hard instead of just having fun and using the instrument in a way, that it is a great hobby and a great passion that you can share with others to make music together. So I really don't like that kind of competition approach that a lot of people have, faster and quicker and, all that stuff. It's just, for me, it's more, the more I mature, the more it's just about fun and having some joy from the actual instrument. Yeah.
I actually heard from Poo Ninja recently today that in case he didn't make it for the live stream, what did he write? He wrote that he's going to finally sort his studio out and start recording some music.
All right. Michiel, thank you very much. If we liked having fun, we wouldn't follow this podcast.
Oh, man. That's
Come on.
bad.
We're almost close to 1 year of this podcast. We started at NAMM last year, and our main goal was to just have fun and share great stories with others.
Sure. So my resolution, my biggest one, guitar and music-wise, is to do 2 things which seem contradictive. One is to go back to my roots musically and like play the Nirvana that I haven't played in years, get a guitar strung in E flat and just play stuff and actually go back and learn those songs, because way back when I started, there was no internet, of course. I learned what I thought I was hearing on the records. Mm-hmm. And I'm still fine with it. I'm still fine with my interpretations of the songs. But I'd love to, out of pure interest as a guitar player and as a fan of Nirvana, for example, really learn how those songs are played and get a little bit closer to the tone. Because back in those days, I didn't care about tone. Tone was not even on the map of things I cared about. It was about the energy, the life, the volume. So now I'm more interested in my tone and actually listen to what I'm playing. I'd love to go back and re-experience that. So that's the one part of the resolution. But the next part is to grow as well and play things that I haven't played before, and not to go outside of what I love, but to experiment with new things, and not to change who I am as a player or as a person, but certainly to try and influence myself with new things. It's just, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to try some kind of fusion guitar, which I've always disliked.
Okay.
It just doesn't speak to me at all. I can't say disliked. I nothing it. There are some beautiful players, and I hear them, and I'm like, okay, I can see that that's great. I can hear that that's great, but it doesn't speak to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try and grow in areas that I've previously not cared about.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so that's my main thing. And of course, what everybody, I guess, would be is to fill in the holes of musical theory.
Yeah, I mean, it never stops, I guess.
No, heck no.
Never
Heck no.
stops.
It's that's a very interesting resolution from Peter. He really loves the Harley Benton guitars, and his 2021 resolution is to buy one Harley Benton guitar per month to decorate the walls in my apartment. So that's 12 guitars. Actually, I'm not sure who I was talking to, but it's actually quite a good idea to buy low-priced guitars as wall decorations, because if you bought a piece of art, that's also quite expensive.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. And thank you, Metalhead Hippie. I enjoy what I play, and I managed to edit the videos in a way that cuts out all the fluff. Yeah. You seem like you have something that is non-guitar related for a resolution, Dan. What's that?
No, like I said earlier, like to decelerate a little bit, to kind of find some room, like personal room for me to grow and maybe read another book. You know, I saw a lot of people were doing the challenge, like reading 12 or 20 books per year. And at some point, I think that might be a little bit too much of pressure when it comes to the sheer number. You know, not everyone is just capable of reading 20 books time-wise. But to, you know, create those kind of moments occasionally, to spend some quality time either with the wife or with the family or just with myself, or read a good book or listen to an album like the latest John Gom release. Stuff like this is something what I appreciate, and those moments I value a lot. I want to create more of those. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I've really learned to appreciate my family over the Christmas and New Year's period. And I mean, when I get really busy, which I do, as you know, and I work at home all the time, my studio's in my basement, I found myself thinking, like when I was with my kids, that I was a babysitter for them rather than their father. Yeah. And that's a horrible thing to think, because I almost was, well, not almost, I'll be honest, I was putting them to bed thinking, I hope they sleep quickly because I'll go back to the studio and do the podcast or do some more work, you know, this long list of things. And it's a horrible feeling to be stuck in this this limbo between not wanting to feel that but actually feeling it. And anyone who's got kids knows how hard it is, and it's super hard. So what I want is my daughter's just started singing, and I've never wanted to push music upon my kids, because it's very easy for me to force them, you know, do that and sit there and learn that. And now my daughter's just started singing, and her favorite song currently is "We Will Rock You." And it's hilarious to hear a 5-year-old singing "We Will," you know, and so she knows the chorus basically, and then my son comes in and jumps in with a guitar solo at the end. It's amazing fun. It's we need a new sofa basically, and that's my other
that's also
dream. And
but I think that's resolution. a good way to kind of get out of this grind, to create moments together that kind of, you know, spark that passion in you, and maybe you can pass the torch to your kids. I always appreciate if for instance, my daughter grabs the ukulele or wants to try to play my guitars. So she's strumming and I'm shifting chords back and forth, and then she starts singing, and that creates those kind of magical moments that you cannot schedule. You know, I can say, okay, today at 4:00 we're gonna play the guitar, and it will be amazing. No, it just happens naturally, and I don't want to. I know. I mean, what I would love if my daughters would be a guitar player in the end, but it's okay if they are drummers, as long as they're not bassists. All's
fair.
Good.
That's fair. Yeah, it's fair. We have enough of those.
Yeah.
I can't even go there. I tried. I didn't feel that one. Yeah, it's so another thing that I definitely want to do in 2021 is give music to people in a live setting somehow. So of course all of us miss live music. There's no question there. I took it absolutely for granted. I'm also a street musician, or I have been in the past, and I love doing music in the street. It's just the most rawest form of enjoyment of music, and doing that often offsets. This is going to sound like a complaint now, but offsets sitting in this room making videos for YouTube. Not a complaint, but believe me, if you sit in a 4x3 meter room every day, you start to go a bit nuts. And what I've done is I've bought a camper van, and I'm going to put a little sort of video studio in there, and I'm talking tiny. So I've got some GoPros and a vlogging camera, and I'll take the M1 Mac, hence the purchasing of the Mac, and drive up a mountain in Austria because it's so beautiful, and do a demo on the top of a mountain, or do a review of something in a car park somewhere. Or actually, that sounds like a bad idea, but basically get out of this room, but still, go out and actually live some life, but not be in society, as we're not currently allowed.
Yeah.
And hopefully people will enjoy that, because I know I'm going to enjoy that.
That M1 joke is floating around. I love it.
Thanks, Sarang. Thank you very much for the take the M1 on the M1. I would, but I'm not in England. I could take the M1 on the A1. That's possible.
Yeah. If God will, and if Corona allows for it, then you're welcome at the new house, so we can decorate the new man cave too.
Yes. Yeah, you've got a new house coming, so that must be some resolution work right there.
Oh, it's just a grind to get that thing done, like by end of March. That's not a resolution, that's just a must.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, a camper. That's actually a great idea, Artie Smudge.
Camper.
A camper, yeah, like a pre-installed camper. There was the Fender Beetle that had a little amp and a plug, so you could just plug the cable in and play the guitar in that car. So yeah, why not the camper?
I don't have a camper. I do have a camper. Camper, if you're listening, I have an idea. Well, I don't have an idea. Someone else has an idea that I want to try.
Yeah, let me take a screenshot and send it to you. Camper.
Camper. Thanks very much.
Camper. There you go. There you go. Okay, cool. So what else? Any other New Year's resolutions?
I'm looking on my list. Of course, the standard one is fitness. That's a non-guitar one. I don't know if anyone knows, but I suffer from quite a bad back injury that I suffered a few years ago, and it's come back to haunt me in 2020 because of the sitting down all the time. Mm-hmm. I got some snowshoes for Christmas.
Wow.
And, well, firstly, I was asked if I wanted snowshoes for Christmas, and I said, no, thank you. And then I got snowshoes for Christmas.
What a lovely idea.
I was so grumpy. I was like, okay, I've got them, thanks. And then I got asked, when are we going to go and use them? And I thought, I don't know, is that a thing? And then how about 2 days' time? 2 days' time? I'm still grumpy about getting them, let alone using them. And then I was grumpy. I drove in the camper to the bottom of the mountain and then put them on, went up the gondola thing. That took an hour and a half because of flipping social distancing. Got to the top, grumpy as hell, and it's so beautiful. And then I put these snowshoes on and I had some of the most fun I've ever had in my life. And I was totally wrong. And I guess that's a resolution for 2021, is to stop being so grumpy unnecessarily, which I am sometimes. You guys don't get to see it. But, I'm a grumpy guy just like the rest of everybody.
Yeah. That's cool. But that's also like the main, or one of the main purposes of having like a partner, to show you different perspectives and
Yes.
take you to, or enthuse you about things that you probably wouldn't even have considered. So that's what I like the most, actually, of having a partner that shows you different locations and different hobbies and activities. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't ski, back to the tiny violins because of the back injury. And I actually want to now. It's weird. So I actually looked at joining a gym for the first time in many, many, many years. Yeah.
The guitar stories work out.
Guitar stories work out. I'll do it. I'll wear a sweatband and things.
That's a weekly thing then, right?
Yeah, all right. We can put it in this. We've got no Mando news anymore, so we'll just do the Guitar Stories podcast workout.
The weekly progress.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do a podcast
Throw 'em
on the
out.
treadmill.
Ooh,
All
I
right.
think
Depends on the connection speed in the gym, but and of course the taking a camera into the gym doesn't sound like a great idea, but I'll certainly do it. Oh no, I've just remembered Valeria is like a fitness instructor or something like that. She does fitness things. She's probably
ooh, we
gonna
might
hold
have
me to
talked
this.
you into something because the gyms are closed anyway, so the only way is to do it online. Huh.
Flash dance. All right. Okay. So fitness. That's a classic.
Yeah, body shred update.
Yeah, body shred from Nita. That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Top tips. Has anyone got any top tips in the chat for not getting like slim or anything? I'm not really interested in that. I'm just interested in being healthier. So my top tip is snowshoes, but also you need snow for that. So.
What was your favorite present for Christmas, by the way?
I only got 2 presents for Christmas. Well, three if you count the snowshoes as the 2 things. I got a. This is going to sound like another complaint. It's not. It's so cute. Because we have the camper. My girlfriend and I bought this together, and we're those guys now, and she bought us a hoodie, matching hoodies from Spreadshirt or somewhere like that, which says "Life is simple" on it, and there's a picture of a camper van, and sort of open road and stuff. But it doesn't say "Life is simple." It says "Life is simpel," and they've got the A and the L around the wrong way. So I got a misprinted hoodie for Christmas, and I love it. I think it's brilliant. So she wanted to send them back, and I went, "No, that's brilliant. I want to keep that. I might get it tattooed."
I love it.
Life is simple.
Oh, nice.
So
cool.
I'll sicken you again, mate. The present for me this year is spending the Christmas time with my kids. But that was wonderful. I don't need stuff. I don't need stuff, dude. You can't take it with you. Hearing my daughter sing and all that sort of stuff just makes me extremely happy. Oh, Studio Humil. Michiel has brought up that simpel is the Dutch spelling of simple.
It's also the German spelling, by the way.
But life is certainly English, and it was bought from the German Spreadshirt. Someone just made a mistake, but I think it's brilliant, and I really appreciate the hoodies. And yeah, good news is that they're letting us keep them and refunding the money in the form of a gift voucher, so we can buy some more. And I might just buy the same hoodie again.
That's nice. We got an indoor hoodie and an outdoor hoodie.
Yeah. One for campfires, one for things that aren't so stinky.
Yeah. One you can keep in the camper.
And one I can wrap my camper in.
Yeah.
I've made notes, by the way, and I can't read my own writing, so I'm pretty much scattered at the moment.
Right, like New Year's resolutions notes or show notes? Okay.
I wrote something that looks a bit like, "She's a 100 bus." But I don't think that's what I wrote. Or starting a 100 books. I don't know. Whatever it was probably really good, and we've lost it now because I can't read my own writing.
Yeah. You want to read 100?
100. That's definitely 100.
But it's interesting. I really like the idea of taking notes about your New Year's resolutions, because usually you come up with those and they're here, and within a couple of days they're just gone. So kind of writing those down and maybe sticking them on the fridge or at the door or somewhere is a pretty good idea if you really want to achieve something. Yeah.
I have a New Year's resolution for the podcast, Dan.
Oh wow. Okay.
To not podcast for 3 hours.
All right, that's cool.
Not in a bad way. I mean, as you guys know that are listening and watching, we do this because we love it and we enjoy hanging out with each other and the people in the live chat and people after it's been recorded. But 3 hours is a bit taxing. And when I see Dan starting to get a bit lower in his chair, I'm thinking, I'm not sure this is very entertaining right now.
Actually, I was just thinking about when the whole lockdown thing started. I also took a note because I was starting to gain some fat because I was eating all day, and I had that little sticker on the fridge that said, "You're not hungry, you're bored. Go back to work."
I love it. Although I'm going to make when it's going to say, "Walk away, fatty." Step away from the fridge.
Yeah. Oh, I like learn 100 riffs. That's pretty cool, Michael. I really like that.
Well,
that would also require to take notes on that.
I'm already doing that on an ukulele.
Nice. I like it.
I've got an electric ukulele, which, as you know, I've shown you before, and I'm going to learn how to play stuff on that. So, yeah.
Very interesting.
Make Weird Music is here. Hello. Hello, Make Weird Music.
Hi.
Nice to have you back. So, any tips, Dan, for keeping... Oh, sorry, carry on. Yeah, what's your one more?
I want to have more amazing guests on the podcast, like bi-weekly, to always have someone who's a very nice guest and can share some more guitar stories with us. I think we've achieved that goal already in 2020, for instance, with Anthony, but I want to have more guests, and there are some amazing guests already in the waiting line. So,
yeah,
I'm excited.
So I'm going to further that by inviting guests that nothing to say anything about the guests we've had, but guests that we don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm very lucky to know a lot of people in this business and call them friends. However, I would like to meet some more new people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got one coming up in February. It's a lady, it's a she, and I think that she's phenomenal. And I can't wait to talk to her, and I can't believe she's accepted. So that's very exciting for me. We just need to plan it properly. And so meeting more people, I guess. Not meeting less, friends, but we'll still keep the friends coming, and even friends we haven't spoken to yet on the podcast. But expanding the group of people that is the Guitar Stories podcast family.
Oh, lovely said.
Thank you. And then getting them all to buy a hoodie.
Oh, so Rang is asking Larry Basilio. I haven't asked her, but might be an option.
Could be. But I've already met Larry, and I know you have. Have you met Larry, Dan?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
I mean, we've talked and chatted, but I haven't met her in person, I guess. No.
Okay, well, we're not really friends yet, so we're just kind of best friends, not super best friends.
All right.
So,
all right, okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
We're working on it. Have you got any tips for keeping resolutions, Dan? Because you must have failed a few times in the past.
Always, and I think that's part of the whole thing, to fail and check out why you failed, and kind of try better next year. Actually, one of the main obstacles is having a New Year's resolution, because there is no specific date that only allows for changing your life. Like if you feel that something needs to be changed, you change it immediately. Mm-hmm. Don't wait for any kind of, let's say, fake date or any kind of artificial date. So if you feel like you should make more sports or spend more quality time with your family, do it right now, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after that. That's for sure.
That's very true.
Yeah, and also like I said, taking notes, like writing down what you want to achieve, and always check back, because if there's no it's like auditing or what we call in Germany controlling. If you don't know where you are headed, you never have a compass of in which direction you are going. So you always have to compare before and after. Yeah,
I agree. If you don't have a set goal, then you don't know what you're working towards. If you don't know what you want, if you don't know which path to take, then any path will do.
Correct. What gets measured gets managed. Correct. Yeah.
Absolutely. I guess I have resolutions for the YouTube channel. That is to get more videos up, have more fun doing them. I have some absolutely crazy projects planned for 2021 that so far I've had to ask several people and several gatekeepers, and everybody has said yes so far to these things, which means I actually have to do them. And I'm a little scared because I wasn't expecting these gatekeepers to say yes. And I think I might upset a lot of people with one of the videos, but it would be fun for me. So I will tell you personally, Dan, but I'm not going to give it away on the podcast because that would spoil it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So just a bit of foreshadowing for what's coming on the channel. But generally speaking, more of the same, I guess. You know, just to keep doing it with energy and fun rather than feel I have to do it, which is an awful, awful way to look at music. And also, I was reading something from Elon Musk, and that was make your 10-year plan, I think, paraphrasing here, Elon, and then attempt to do it in 6 months. And he says you will fail, but you'll get further than you would have had you just made a 6-month plan.
That is correct. Yeah.
And that speaks to me. That speaks a lot to me.
Yeah. On the other hand, I'm always a big fan of kind of keeping like realistic goals, because otherwise, if you fail time and again, it can create some kind of frustration. Mm-hmm. So it's cool to occasionally kind of check a box and say, all right, cool, I reached that goal. And either I reached it within the time that I estimated for it, or it took me a little bit longer, but finally I made it. Whereas if you have like a 10-year plan and want to realize it in 6 months and you are nowhere near where you want it to be, it can be a little bit frustrating. So,
yeah, I agree. I would frustrate myself with that, but also I need to kick my own butt. I am so lazy naturally. I have to be very aware and be very... self-discipline is the wrong word, but very I have to count for everything, you know? Account. So I still haven't deciphered what I wrote in my notes, but there's been some great suggestions, and I'm going to say it was starting 100 buses. And if anybody else can understand what that means, then let me know at some point. Tag me on Instagram. So... we have to we don't have, I say we have to as if we must, as if we're obliged to. We want to give away a serial code for Amplitube 5. And I wholly recommend this software. It's brilliant. And as I said earlier, it runs on the 2012 Mac Mini. And it runs on my new Mac M1. So it's a good time to be a guitar player, Dan, especially with all these wonderful new guitars that are coming out as well. Such as the Paul Gilbert FRM 300, which I didn't mention yet, but oh my goodness.
So your New Year's resolution is not buying any guitars. Not buying guitars.
My New Year's resolution is to make Ibanez forget where they sent the guitars.
Like it.
I said we were going to...
not buying guitars. New Year's resolution is to...
Oops, I got a loop here.
What's going on there? Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Sarang's a big fan of the FRM 300, I know as well. He's just written that in the chat. I want to choose someone. I have to look back through the chat. But in case you've just joined us, we'll look through the chat and find the best resolution, was it? Or something that at least is interesting. However, the person that's written this resolution has to stick to it. And we will check in 2022. We will check. So if you wrote your resolution earlier, you might want to write it into the chat again just to remind us. Currently looking through the people asking me to do a workout in 80s clothes. Sounds like a Patreon thing, that does.
Yeah. There are some interesting resolutions. Did you already pick on which was your favorite?
I was far too busy talking and fluffing around to Old Man Zen, my resolution, my daughter asked me to record a song for her to walk down the aisle to. So I'm teaching myself the song on multiple instruments as well as DAWs to record it. So record a song. Dan, I really like that. I read it earlier when he said it, but he didn't go as far into detail. So I'm guessing if he's learning DAWs and he has to record a song, Amplitube 5 might help him. What do you think, to record a song for his daughter's wedding?
Definitely, yeah. That would be a pretty good fit.
Okay. I'm calling it.
Winner?
I'm calling it. We have a winner. Thank you, everybody, for giving the resolutions. And if you're listening to this on the podcast at a later date, we will be doing something you can also win that isn't in the live chat, so you don't have to join in live. Dan and I will just need to get our butts together and figure out what that is.
Correct.
But right now, I'm calling it. Congratulations to Old Man Zen. You have won a copy of Amplitube 5, which you will make wonderful, wonderful music for your daughter's wedding, I'm sure. However, Dan, I'd like to hear said music. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
So, Old
That
Man
should
Zen,
be
if
either an
you
Instagram post.
yeah, if you accept the terms and conditions that we'd like to hear the song at some point, I think that's a wonderful, wonderful reason to have new software, especially if you're learning as well. And also, thanks to all the people in the live chat for being so so encouraging, because we have lovely people in the live chat.
Yeah.
Okay, Old Man Zen, what you need to do is contact us somehow. The best way to do it would be to contact the Guitar Stories podcast on Instagram. Is that right, Daniel?
Correct. Then I'm seeing it immediately, and we can check out how to transfer the code to you.
Yeah, so Old Man Zen, if you have Instagram, then please go and do that. I am going to put into the chat the link to the Instagram. It is instagram.com/Guitar Stories podcast. Here we go. Wait. It's coming. It's coming. Just checking that is it before I send you to some other lower quality podcast.
Is that possible? No.
Oh,
So there you go.
come on.
Guitars.
That's not very fair. Oh, thank you, Valeria. Wow, jinx. So, Dan,
Yep.
we've been streaming now for almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're good. I love this episode.
I've had a lot of fun.
Great, and yeah.
When do we have a guest? Is it next week? When's our first guest?
I'm not sure if we've confirmed next week already, but we have a guest fixed for the 26th.
We do. And if you watched the Ibanez video, you'll know who it is.
Super excited.
Very, very exciting times. I've got into that person music since listening on Spotify, watching said guitar. I'm trying not to give any details away and almost failing by just not saying anything at all. Yeah, so thank you to Amplitube 5 and IK Multimedia for sponsoring this podcast, helping us cover the minute costs that it does cost to run the podcast. And also, we get to give stuff away from you, and you get to learn about Amplitube, which I like the fact that there's an Amplitube amp above my head. I did that. I didn't want to draw attention to it as if I needed congratulating on doing it, but I did do it. So, I did draw attention to it.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right, people.
Let's call it a day, my friend.
Yeah, I wish you all a wonderful week, and I hope you will all tag us, Guitar Stories Podcast, on Instagram so we can get some more guitars on the intro to the show. Oh, hang on a minute. Before we leave, RJ Ronquillo is here. I can barely contain my politeness. We have to stay for a little bit. RJ, you've just missed out on a giveaway for Amplitube 5. However, Dan, we have 4 serials to give away.
No, it's 3.
We've just given away 1, so now it's 3. So, RJ, you could have a code for Amplitube 5, which you need, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dan, I wish you a wonderful week as well. People, if you're watching, please give us some thumbs up in the videos, leave some comments so that other people get to see this. RJ's just got Amplitube 5, so he's sorted. Everybody's happy. Welcome to 2021. Dan, anything you'd like to sign us off with?
All the best for the new year. Please, if you haven't done so, leave us a review on iTunes. That will help the podcast being more visible. Also, tag us with your guitar stories. Be kind to each other. Have a nice week, and hope to talk to you, see you, hear you soon next week. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.